Next topic, we'll start with software models or SDLC models. See here, this is a representation of software development lifecycle. Whatever the phases we have discussed in software development lifecycle, all the phases will be there, and how we are going to be follow in these particular strategies, in the respective strategies we are going to be learn now. So these are all the different strategies or software models. This waterfall model, second one V model, spiral model, agile method, agile model or methodology. So apart with that, we have a prototype model, iterative incremental model. So these are the main things. So first we'll discuss about waterfall model. What is meant by waterfall model? Generally, if you think waterfall, so from very high to water is going to be fell down. So again, the water cannot able to go back from where it fell. So it means like this waterfall model is also like the same thing. After completion of one phase, if we are moving to the next phase, we cannot able to go back. We cannot able to go back. So this is also known as linear sequential model. This is also known as linear sequential model. See, we have different phases even here. That is, see, in this model, the outcome of one phase is the input of next phase. I mean to say, like, once after completion of the first phase, whatever the output we are going to be get in the first phase, that we are going to be taken to the input of second phase, and whatever it may be the output we are going to be get in the second phase, that we are going to be take as an input to the third phase, like that. And once after completion of first phase, if we enter into the second phase, we cannot able to go back. We cannot able to go back. So see that first phase, requirements gathering, second phase, designing, third phase, coding or implementation or development. Next, testing. Deployment. And the sixth phase is maintenance. See here, once after gathering all the requirements, analysis should be done. Once, if you feel that all the requirements is gathered after meeting the client multiple times, and if there is no requirements to be gathered, then we have to prepare the SRS document, and that is the output of this particular requirements gathering and analysis phase and analysis here itself. it is going to be analyzed here itself, and that will be providing as the input to the next phase, that is designing. So as we discussed already in the requirements gathering analysis phase, who and all will be involved. So that process all will be the same thing. That process all will be the same thing. So only the thing here is we have to gather all the requirements perfectly, and we have to analysis all the requirements. And if we need to gather anything else from the client and any clarification required from the client, we have to take the clarification, and then we need to prepare the SRS document. That SRS document is the output of this requirement gathering phase, and that will be becomes as an input to the next phase called as designing. Here, documents which acts as an input for the next phase are created. Like complete requirements, what we gathered in the previous phase, for that requirement, we are going to be create the designing. So complete solution for the requirements, we are going to be design. The architecture is going to be design this. For all the requirements phase, they are going to be design this, and they will completely implement the requirements in the form of a diagrams. Like the solution will be in the designing part. After designing that, will be entering into the coding or implementation. In the next session, in the next phase, whatever it may be the designing done by the architect. Yeah, tell me.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sir, can you explain phases, sir, please, before moving on to this session?
Yeah, these are the phases what we have discussed in the previous session. Requirement gathering and analysis. Here, the software development team, software project manager and the business analyst team will be involved in gathering the requirements from the client, what they expect as per their expectation. And they are going to be prepared the document called as SRS, software requirement specification document. And they should be clear with the requirements what they have gathered, So they have to take the customer review, and what they need is perfectly we understand or not. We are going to be know, and we are going to be prepare the SRS document. Once SRS document is done, based on that particular document, we have to go for designing. Complete solution for the requirements what they have mentioned in the requirement gathering and analysis phase is going to be design the solution by the software architect. So what the software has to be developed, then implementation and coding, whatever they have designed in the design phase. For that, the software developer, by using any programming language, they are going to be write the code. And they will test the code, and they will be releasing that code to the testing team. The software testing team, based on the code what they have received for testing, as per the SRS document, they are going to be test, and they will try to detect the defects. If any defects they will find, then again those defects will be assigned to the development team by saying that what is a defect and why it is what is the sample input they have given, what is the output they are getting, and what is the expected output. Everything they are going to be report to the development team. And once the development team works on it, they will be finding this what we can say, any issues, they will be rectifying it. After rectifying that particular issues, again that issue rectified code will be assigned to the particular team, that is testing team, to resolve that issue. So whether to check that resolved issue is, I mean, whether the issue is resolved or not, they are going to be checked again in the testing phase. So, but after testing is done, as per the customer satisfaction, everything, I mean, as per the customer requirement, everything is satisfied, then it is going to be deployed in the production environment. Production environment, in a sense, the client environment, the client wherever they have to test the application, in that environment, they are going to be deploy the software or product, and they are going to be check it. That is what we can say as UAT, user acceptance testing. So before going to be deployed, the testers will act as a client, and they are going to be test as per the UAT, user acceptance test. Once it is done in the production environment, by taking the sign off from the customers, sign off in a sense, that is a final confirmation, you can able to deploy the product in the final phase. I mean, finally they can able to release that product. So then they will be releasing that product, and if any issues arise in the maintenance phase, the development team or supporting team will be taking care of the product what they have released. This is what will be happen. Is it clear? First phase in the waterfall
Yes.
model, yeah, once after finishing the first phase, we cannot able to go back to the second, sorry, once after finishing the first phase, we'll move to the second phase, and after finishing the second phase, we have to go with the third phase, and then fourth phase, and then fifth and sixth, and then, so if you feel like after completion of first phase, if you want to go with the uh, second phase, we'll go. But again, if you want to go to the first phase in the middle of second phase, that is not possible. There will be lot of issues. There will be a lot of issues. And one more thing we can able to consider here is, if we found any errors during the designing phase itself, then they can able to modify that in the designing phase itself. So otherwise, if we want to modify anything after construction of code or after completion of code completely, if you want to modify, there will be huge amount of uh, loss huge amount of loss in amount and as well as time, and we will breach the SLA, service level agreement. SLA will be there among the development company and the client. That will be breaches. If it breaches, will be having the bad impression, and there will be loss for us as per the agreement also. That should not be, that should not be happen. Like that we have to work. That should not be done. Like that we have to work.